Hey guys, it's Leanne. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in today's video, I am actually going to be reviewing a brand that I've never actually used before. So I'm going to be reviewing the JORDANA TICIA Cosmetics. She is a makeup artist and she's just released these powders. This is the SET and BRIGHTEN powder duo. So on the top you have a pressed powder and underneath you have a loose baking powder. So I did actually pick up two shades. So this one is the shade Half Baked, which is a more yellowy shade, and the other shade I picked up is Marshmallow, which is a more pink shade. Both are perfect for anyone around my skin tone, but today I have actually used the shade Half Baked, and that's what's actually on the under eye right now. So even though this is the intro to the video, I did actually film this video about 4 hours ago. So this has been on my skin for about 4 hours now, and this is how the face is still looking now. So if you'd like to see me demo and review the JORDANA TICIA Cosmetics SET and BRIGHTEN powder duo, then please keep on watching, stick around to the very end and leave me some feedback on what you thought of this review. Was it useful? Have you heard of this brand before? It's more of a smaller brand, but it is becoming a little bit more well known. So I was really excited to try this product because it is quite innovative. I've never actually seen a loose setting powder with a pressed setting powder together, and it actually has a mirror as well, so it's obviously convenient. You can do it on the go. So before we do jump into the tutorial, I just need to explain about my hands. So they're literally so orange, but that's because I literally thought I was picking up a moisturiser and it was actually a bottle of self-tan. Thank God I didn't do it to the face, but the hands are like this. So yeah, that's the reason why, if anyone's thinking I think I've done a flawless tan, I am aware that it's all patchy, streaky, cakey, orange. I weren't actually meant to do a tan, I just thought it was moisturiser. But anyway, that was just a side note in case anyone's thinking I've gone crazy and I think that this looks good. I don't. So back to this JORDANA TICIA Cosmetics review now. So before we do jump in, please like this video if you do like the video. Leave me some feedback in the comment section on whether you've heard of this brand and whether you've actually tried any of their products. This brand is cruelty free and vegan, and it's black owned. So yeah, just a little bit of background information about these products and this brand. They did only launch on the 5th of April, I think, but yeah, let's just jump in. So for today's makeup review, we are going to be going in with the JORDANA TICIA SET and BRIGHTEN powder duo. So this is what the packaging looks like, just really girly, really feminine, really pretty. And I've picked up the shade Half Baked, and I also did pick up the shade Marshmallow. So I'm going to just take each shade out of the box. Now inside the box you get like a little instruction card which explains how to actually apply the product, which I think is so useful. And that's also something that I don't really think you find in other products. Well, not any products that I've tried anyway. A little instruction card, I think that that's really brilliant. So this is the product. So JORDANA TICIA logo, and then this powder opens up and has a mirror, as you can see here. It's got a pressed powder on the top. So just close the lid. And then when you actually twist the product, it comes off and has a sifter into the top. So the loose powder just screws on to the lid, which then contains your mirror and your pressed powder. So this is the shade Half Baked, and in the pressed powder you do get 9 grams, and in the loose powder you get 20 grams. So 29 grams of product for, I think these powders were 2 for £44. So yeah, and that was on offer. So I purchased each powder for £22 each. That was on offer, but I will actually link the price when they're not on sale. But yeah, I think the packaging is beautiful. Half Baked, I chose this because I think it was the lighter shade, but it just seems to be like the right shade for me when I was looking at the powders online. So this is the Marshmallow Powder, and this one is more pink toned. This one's more yellowy toned, and this one's more pink toned. So they're the products side by side. This one is Half Baked and this one is Marshmallow. So you can clearly see that this one is a lot more yellow toned than Marshmallow. So they're the products. So today I've decided that I am going to be going in with the shade Half Baked. So I'm going to be reading out the little instruction card that came in the package. So step 1, set the skin with the loose setting powder using a damp makeup sponge or fluffy brush. Step 2, once the skin is set, apply the pressed powder to areas you want to brighten, such as the under eyes. To apply the pressed powder, use a fluffy makeup brush for a lighter coverage, or for a brighter effect, apply with a powder puff. I've decided that today I'm going to be brightening the eye with a powder puff, and I'm going to be doing the other eye with a fluffy brush. So I did actually watch Jordana Ticia on YouTube, and she applied it, I think it was with a Real Techniques multitask cheek brush. So I'm going to be applying this side with the brush and this side with the powder puff. So we'll actually be able to see which one works best and be able to see if the powder puff does actually give a brighter effect and if the brush gives a less coverage. For concealer today, I'm going to be going in with the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Instant Retouch Concealer, and I'm in the shade 190. And then I'm going to be lightening this shade up with the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer Satin Finish in the shade Fair Warm. So I'm going to be going in first with the Fenty Beauty Concealer. And the reason I'm doing this technique of just applying it to the inner corner of the under eye and the outer corner of the under eye is just so that I don't apply too much product. So I'm going to be going in with a clean, damp beauty blender now and just tapping this product into place. So now I'm going to be going in with the e.l.f. concealer, and just in case you forgot, this shade is Fair Warm, and I'm just going to be applying this to the inner corner of the under eye now. And the reason I've done that is just to really brighten up the under eye. So same beauty blender again. So now that the under eye concealers have been tapped into place and are looking smooth and flawless, I'm now going to be going in with the powder. So the powder, I'm going to try and pick it up from in the lid, or you could actually just tip it into this. This is like a little inbuilt place to put the powder really. So a little bit came out into the lid now. So damp makeup sponge, and I'm just going to be pressing this on the under eye. A few little creases have collected while we've been talking. So I'm going in with the powder now. I'm going to be setting the eyelids with that too, so the concealer I've placed on the eyelids won't crease. So I'm really pressing this powder into the under eye. I'm going to add another layer to this side. And then I will just be going across the T-zone. So a little bit on the forehead, down the nose, and then I will actually do a little bit on the chin as well. So I'm just going to leave this sitting on the skin for about 3 minutes. So one thing about this powder is that it actually does smell of strawberries. So it's a really nice sweet scent. Now the Marshmallow Powder definitely has a stronger smell than the half-baked powder. When I opened this to take off the little plastic seal to let the powder out, this one was like really strong, but this one I couldn't smell it as much. I opened this one first and didn't really notice the strawberry scent, and then when I opened this one, it literally just hit me. So for some reason the marshmallow one smells a bit more strawberry, but this one still smells gorgeous. I think that's quite unique as well. I don't think I've ever had a makeup product that smells of strawberries. Definitely not a setting powder anyway. The good thing as well about this like product design is that I've just tipped the powder into the lid as you're seeing, and then the excess powder that's left, I've just tipped it back in to the powder so that none gets wasted. So the packaging is actually really well thought out for that reason. It's got a mirror, which I think is just a really nice touch. So this is a very on-the-go product. You could actually just take this while you're travelling and do your setting powder on the go sort of thing. So another thing I don't think I've ever seen a setting powder with a mirror attached in the packaging. So hats off to Jordana Ticia for that. I think that's really innovative. As well as having both the pressed and the loose baking powder. I'm going to just be dusting this off now, and then I'm going to go in and set the under eye. Obviously this side's with a brush and this side is with a powder puff. So I'm going to be dusting this powder away with an EcoTools full blush brush. It's definitely brightened the under eye, and I would say it looks quite fresh. What do you guys think? Let me know. So I would say that this powder's definitely brightened the skin. Definitely here on the forehead where I applied a little bit, you can actually see that it's highlighted a little bit. Definitely on the chin. Yeah, so far I'm quite impressed up to now. So now it's time to go in with our Real Techniques multitask cheek brush, and I'm going in with the half-baked pressed powder now. So quite a lot comes off. When you tap your brush in, quite a lot comes off really. So I'm just going to tap off any excess, and I'm actually going to try and use the mirror to apply this, see if it is actually comes in useful, or is it too small, or I mean I can see my whole face in it, so it's not too small, but I just want to see what it would be like to do this on the go. So do we think that the pressed powder did brighten the under eye? I definitely do think it's definitely brightened the under eye. And for me, I feel like it's given it a little bit more coverage. I'm just going to go back in with a little bit more. I'm just tapping that product into place. I still stick by what I've said. It's definitely giving the under eye a little bit more coverage, and this mirror is actually perfect for applying the powder with. So just reminding everyone that it states in step 2 on the little card that I've received in the package that a fluffy makeup brush will give a lighter coverage, or for a brighter effect use a powder puff. I'm just pressing in, and again I'm going to be looking in this mirror. What do we think? Do we think, oh, okay, so you can actually really see a white cast here. I hope everyone can. So I'm just going to kind of dust that down. So do we think the powder puff gave a more full coverage than the fluffy brush? I don't really think I can tell a difference, to be honest. Both sides look good. But what I will say again is that the pressed powder definitely does add a little bit more coverage, but I'm not sure which side gives more full coverage. Probably the powder puff, but both sides look very similar. So I am just going to be going in now and doing the rest of the makeup off camera, and then I'll check back in and let you see how the skin's looking once all the other makeup products are applied. So most of the other makeup is done now. I'm going to be going back in with the Jordana Ticia powder, the loose powder. I'm going to be baking just underneath the contour. So I'm going back in with the shade Half Baked. So I'm going back in again to the same beauty blender. So it goes on really, really smooth just underneath the contour. Oh, that strawberry smell is so, so nice. So what I've decided to do to really put this powder to the test is I've obviously gone now underneath the contour with the loose setting powder, and now I'm going to be going back in with the pressed setting powder, taking the powder puff and just setting underneath the contour once I've wiped away this bake. So I'm going to leave this on the skin for about 1 more minute, like I said. So I'm going to be going back in with that same fluffy brush again from EcoTools and just blending away this powder. So it definitely does define underneath the contour. Looks really nice, and I can't see any cast on the skin. The skin literally looks flawless. So now to go back in with the powder puff. So I'm going to be picking a little bit up from this powder puff. I'm just going to be tapping this into place. So I'm not really wiping away or sweeping, I'm just literally tapping this product into place. And we are done. I am so, so, so impressed with this powder. I think it is literally amazing. And $1 million question, would I recommend it? Definitely 100% I would recommend this powder. This is how the skin is looking now that all of the makeup products have been applied, and I actually really, really love it. I think it looks really flawless. I think the under eye looks very bright. I can't actually tell a difference between the powder puff side and the fluffy brush side. Let me know what you think, but I actually do not see any difference at all. I don't think one looks lighter coverage or more coverage than the other, but that's just my opinion. And also let me know if you enjoyed this review. Should I review more products from Jordana Ticia's brand, which is a vegan and cruelty-free brand, which obviously anyone who watches this channel knows I am all about that, and I really do try to promote brands that do not test on animals, and if they're vegan then that's even better. Now this has actually been on the skin, this powder has been on the skin for about 4 hours or so, so it's still looking flawless underneath the contour, it's still looking very smooth and lifted. There's no flashback that I can see, and I've actually used today a liquid blush. So I've actually used the Mitchell blush, it's called the liquid blush in the shade Sweet Cheeks, which is just a very light pink. Now that's a liquid blush at first, it's a liquid to powder formula, but I did use it specifically today because I wanted to see if the powder would like blend into the blush or if it would look really harsh, but so far everything's melted in to the skin perfectly. I actually do think it's quite good value for money. Now I think I explained in the tutorial that I ended up paying £22 each for these powders, and that was on offer, but I will link the full price again on screen now. But you do get 29 grams of product, so that's quite good value for money considering I paid £22. So I would definitely recommend these products because, as you can see, they really are very flawless, and I would say that anyone who is around my complexion should go for Half Baked, which is the lighter shade. Marshmallow, I'm going to do another review on that. I'm going to try that out in another tutorial. So let me know if you'd like to see me try the shade Marshmallow out, or maybe do a side-by-side comparison. Maybe do Half Baked on this side of the face and Marshmallow on this side of the face so we can compare. But let me know your thoughts on whether I should go ahead with them tutorials and whether that's something that you're interested in. But I think that's literally my only thoughts on this. I think I've explained how much I love the packaging. The mirror was so convenient and definitely big enough to actually do makeup on the go. Very innovative product, and I'm really happy that I did go ahead and review these and purchase them, and I'm definitely going to be trying them out on clients. Again, if you've tried these products, let me know your thoughts. Do you think the same as me? Do you love them as much as me, or are they just not for you? Have you even tried them? Because they literally are brand new. So I am going to wrap this tutorial up now, guys, but I did just want to say thank you so much for sticking around to the very end. I really do appreciate it, and since you did stick around to the very end, please just go ahead and like the video, as you might have forgotten from the intro to like it. Please like the video, please leave me some feedback about all the questions I've asked in the tutorial. Please subscribe before you go and turn on the notification bell, and once you've done all that, I will surely see you in my next makeup review / tutorial.